Welcome to the show, the wrestling show that has no name. I am Barry Grant Jr. That is Josh Tariff. Now, listen, I am a little bit under the weather, so I'm going to just allow Josh to just take this show
Here
over
I go and
while I
carrying Barry on my back once again.
while I play color commentary. Listen, I could be able to do that sometimes, where I could just sit here and look pretty and fill in the gaps and be smart like
Wait!
Josh
You think
Tariff.
you can do my job?
Yes.
I don't know
Not as
about that.
good, not as good, but I can try.
Okay, you go ahead and you try your best to be. Oh, now which color commentator would I insult accidentally to compare them to you?
No idea.
Because I am, you're Wade Barrett and Corey Graves, rolled into one. You, you're Michael Cole when they put him on color commentary,
I see.
which was obviously a mistake. Oh, hi Barry, I'm doing well.
How you
Thanks for
doing,
asking.
my friend? How you doing?
I'm
How you
good.
doing?
I'm good.
I haven't seen you in
Just
a
like
couple days.
yeah, just like how we talked about with our recap of Cena's send off. Wrestling just keeps on going. So we've had a couple days of wrestling just keep on going. So we got more stuff to talk about.
That's the beauty of it, right?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it is that you have one legend that walks out the door, and then you have another one that walks in the door potentially. So
Oh,
we are going to discuss that.
what an interesting
And,
theory that you have.
Right. And we're putting a lot of things into place that we can actually hail and discuss.
Oh, wow. You really got us set up for tonight.
So, my friend,
We're just going to have a bang, bang good time.
that's it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime.
Has anyone else figured out our topics for tonight?
Anybody who's a wrestling fan, like, listen, we are all like following the same thing. We're seeing what's going on. Can we talk about what the hell happened in NXT, please?
Who? Yes, we can. Would you like to sum it up, or would you like me to sum it up?
You go ahead and sum it up. I'm playing
Okay.
color on this one.
Okay, so as far as just painting the picture of the landscape of what happened before we really dissect it. So the only thing that anyone's been talking about from this week's NXT was you had Blake Monroe versus Thea Hale for the Women's North American Championship. Thea Hale, in the middle of the match, hits a kind of like a springboard coffin drop type move, and she nails Blake Monroe with it. Like, she hits it spot on.
Yeah.
And then, she's doing what she should after, hits a big move, gets her in position, hooks the leg, goes for the cover. The count is 1, 2, and 3, which threw the ref by surprise, threw Blake Monroe by surprise, threw Thea Hale by surprise, threw the commentators by surprise, threw the fans by surprise.
Yeah, the fan reaction was
through the ring announcer by surprise, and threw the sound guy by surprise since he played Blake Monroe's music. So allegedly, because no one's obviously come out and flat out said it, but obviously all the dots are connected, where we had a title change on NXT that was not supposed to happen. And we had Thea Hale win the NXT Women's North American Championship on a day where they already taped all their holiday stuff, where for a number of wrestling promotions, and I've heard, over the years, from people, NXT was also part of this, when they film multiple episodes at a day, when you're done, you're free to go. Your work here is done. Thanks for coming in, and have a great holiday, or what, I'm sure they probably have their own separate holiday party that they're going to do and all that stuff. So they more than likely filmed various segments, since they're going to film, an extra like week or two like of segments in that time frame of Blake Monroe with the championship, Thea Hale without the championship, since they're both regular people, and obviously then whoever else they were interacting with in those segments. And all those people were gone because they filmed their part. Thanks for coming. Good job. We'll see you next time. And everyone had to scramble because a title changed hands that wasn't supposed to. And the question comes in as far as, is there one particular person to blame? Do you blame the ref? Do you blame Blake Monroe? Do you blame Thea? Do you blame a combination? Do we think this was actually a weird swerve way for them to get extra clicks for make people talk, but they really meant it to happen? I don't think that's the answer.
No.
But before I get into kind of a breakdown with it, I've now set the stage. I'm passing it to apparently my color commentator. Barry, what are your thoughts?
That's crazy. That's my thoughts. I mean, look, these things have happened.
It's happened
in history, right? We've seen these things, but I think there's multiple people to blame here, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's the ref who should be looking at what's going on and assessing to see if Blake Monroe is actually, like, if she's responding, if she realizes what's happening. Thea Hale, like, I'm not even blaming her for the actual spot because, listen, accidents happen. Sometimes the spot is a little bit more rough than other times. But there is some type of situation where you do the cover and you can be able to assist your counterpart to be able to give them a little bit more of a leg up, per se, to be able to kick out of said move, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So the inexperience with her also is into play. And as much as you don't want to blame Blake Monroe, but come on now, like, maybe you were knocked out, but if you weren't, you got to understand what the cadences are, and you have to find a way to kick out of that. So, like, it's an unfortunate situation. The fact that NXT, they went ahead and, pre-taped these things, sent everybody home. I'm sure there was a mass panic to be getting on the phone and say, hey, listen, can you come back? Can we be able to kind of reshoot some stuff? And it's just like, I don't live in Florida. I'm already gone.
Like, I'm already at the airport.
Yeah, like, I'm already on the plane. Why are you calling me? So it's just chaos. And I'm sure, not even Triple H, Shawn Michaels is pissed off. But there's always silver linings, especially on this show, Josh. So you go ahead and you are the one that brings the light in regards to saying this might be bad temporarily. However, they can be able to figure it out.
They absolutely can figure it out. Now, I mean, I will relate this because I once experienced something similar with this back in my days when I reffed. So, because there was a period for about 4 years that I was a referee before I transitioned into like manager stuff.
Yeah.
And there was a show that I reffed that involved Scorpio Sky, who's on AEW.
My guy.
He was wrestling this other guy in a match that I was reffing, and Scorpio Sky was winning the match, and there was a point in the middle of the match where Sky hit a move on the opponent, and inadvertently, like the opponent kind of got his bell rung a little bit and kind of got a little knocked out, and it was a moment where he went for the cover. I go for the count, 1, 2, zoom. No, it was 2. The guy didn't kick out, but
Well, you knew that wasn't.
I knew that wasn't the finish.
Right.
So I'm just like, no, I'm playing it off. But obviously, it was a smaller show.
Yeah.
But, the people in the crowd were just like, there was that was 3. But even though I didn't hit 3, they're like, that was 3 because he was down. Then, the guy was fine. Like it was just like rung his bell for a few seconds,
yeah.
and then he was fine, and then they finished the match as all was planned. I got yelled at after.
I'm sure.
With the lesson of if he doesn't kick out, it's on him. Like so be it type deal. And because I was the first, and based on that learning experience with me, the only time I ever dealt with a scenario like that. So because of that, I credit the referee
to
for keep it 3. Now, the one area I would question, because when you like look at the clip closely, Thea Hale is kind of like pushing Blake to get into the position.
Right, like she rolled her.
Right, she rolled her to get in there. And I felt like there's a period where Blake wasn't really fully down because maybe she legit got the wind knocked out of her, so she wasn't like necessarily moving with it.
Yeah.
So that'd be a second where, how sometimes we'll see the referees slide their hand to make sure that it does not go under the wrestler's shoulders. So I felt like at the very beginning of it, now obviously I'm not the ref, I'm not deciphering how much space there is, but you could have potentially tried to slide, and I think Blake's shoulder might have been up slightly to the point where he could have been like, she's not down yet, and that would kind of help give like a little extra second too.
Yeah.
Now she might still have not kicked out, but it still would have been that little thing. But again, that said, the ref felt the shoulders were down to 3, so the ref made that call. Did Blake get the shoulder up before he hit the 3 count? From that one angle that we saw, didn't look like it.
Right.
Can they crop something to then have like a camera, like fan replay zoomed in slow motion, the shoulders up before 3 so she gets a rematch or something like that? Sure. They absolutely can do that. The one thing, though, that they should not do is have Thea immediately lose the title back to Blake.
Correct.
Because while the plan was for her not to have lost the title to begin with, if you then have her immediately lose the title or have Blake immediately win the title back from her, then you're admitting we screwed up. Thea should not have won, blah, blah, blah. And that would do nothing but hurt Thea.
Yeah.
Because Thea has been a fan favorite in NXT for a while. She has certainly improved her in-ring skills over these last couple years. So I almost kind of feel bad that her first title win kind of happened by accident. I mean, it could be like a happy accident, but it still wasn't like a build-up for that moment.
She didn't get that moment. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you have her immediately then lose the title back to Blake Monroe, then not only did she not get that moment, but now you are blatantly sharing she's not supposed to be getting that moment.
And now the fans are going to be upset about that.
Right. So I would want that rematch to happen, but then Thea, and it could be, you could even list it as controversial fashion again. It could be by the skin of the teeth type deal. I want Thea to win again. I'm not saying you have to give Thea, a 6-month reign out of this, because obviously if that wasn't a plan, if you do, fine. But what you could always then do is Thea can then lose the title to someone else who would then lose the title to Blake Monroe to get it back on that. Obviously, these are things that are going to take time. Now you're going to have 2 different champions that wouldn't have been the original plan.
Right.
But then it at least saves face and still makes Thea Hale look like a worthy contender because she did win the title, and then you have it continue on from there. Because, I mean, years ago, you might remember there was a SmackDown where Nakamura lost the United States title to R-Truth when he wasn't supposed to because he didn't properly kick out in time. The ref did the right thing and hit the 3 count. And I feel like R-Truth had it for maybe a couple, didn't have it long, maybe a couple weeks. I feel like I would have to try to look it up. I don't have it in front of me. I think then they did have him lose it right back to Nakamura,
Yeah.
but then that kind of discredited, that U.S. title win because now you're blatantly showing he wasn't supposed to win it. Unlike his 89 24/7 title reigns, which all obviously were well earned and deserved. So, it's a messy scenario. There are certainly ways that they can work around it and help with the storyline. And Blake Monroe could be, the complaining heel, and she could do that well. So I'm not worried about Blake Monroe. I'm not worried about the ref. I'm worried, honestly, about Thea Hale and hoping that they don't treat this like, hey, we're going to make it blatantly obvious you were not supposed to win.
Right.
So there you go. That's my insight. Now, as a color commentator, when the other one finishes their statement, you're supposed to immediately jump in with either an agreement or disagreement and colorful insightfulness.
I was looking up the actual time that R-Truth had the title, sir. So I was trying to help you out.
Well, you could have conversation while doing that. It's this little thing called multitasking.
Having a conversation. Mm-hmm. It's 35 days, sir. 35
he had it for 35 days after he beat Nakamura. So they gave him kind of a legit reign with it then.
Gave him over a month. Yeah.
All right.
So I think that they can be able to do the same thing. Like, I don't know when the next pay-per-view is for NXT, but let her keep it until the next pay-per-view. I don't think that's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean? Because that way the fans can be able to get a decent run out of this. They can be able to feel like it's validated if she gets, if she has a title defense or two in that probably one.
They will have New Year's Evil, which I'm guessing is going to be the first Tuesday of January.
Right. So, that's in a couple of weeks, which I think that should be fine. Mm-hmm. So, and even still, let her win New Year's Evil match. Let her win that match. Mm-hmm. Right. And give her like another one, and then maybe you can be able to pull something off and get the title off her, figure it out. But listen, that sometimes accidents can actually be a blessing in disguise, because maybe giving her the run is going to be able to highlight her in a way that maybe they didn't think that she was ready for, and maybe she handles it and says, you know what? She's actually doing exactly what we thought she can do further down the line 8 months from now, but hell, she's doing her thing right now, so just let her rock. You know what I mean?
Now, let me ask you just one other question with this.
Yeah.
Do you think Blake Monroe will somehow be punished for this?
I don't see how she can get punished, just because that if you get the wind knocked out of you, you got the wind knocked out of you. Like,
yes.
There's nothing you can do about that. That's like somebody, if you swing me into the turnbuckle and I hit my head and I'm concussed for a little bit and I get pinned, and that's just the nature of the business, right? Like, I think that Thea Hale going forward with more experience, she's going to recognize that. She's going to recognize that somebody might be a little loopy, and instead of going for the pin, she might get up and just kind of do something else to kind of buy time for the actual opponent to be able to get their faculties together, rather than just go for that. Because you can tell, like, that move is really a move that if you're not prepared for it, mm-hmm. it can mess you up. You know what I mean? And don't know if Blake Monroe took the move correctly. And then when you see how she was struggling to get that pin, you can tell that, like, Blake was just not assisting her getting that pin. Mm-hmm. So there was something going on right there. You know what I'm saying? And if Thea Hale understood that and recognized that, she'd be able to pull an audible in real time. So that just comes with experience. And I don't think you can blame anybody. It's just an unfortunate circumstance. But hey, listen, somebody who the fans like has the title, so they can be able to just create that and run with it.
Yeah. She is one of the biggest fan favorites in the women's division in NXT. So I'm happy that, this could be a happy accident.
Yeah. But you know how the wrestling business is. Like, sometimes even if it's not your fault, they're still gonna make you pay your dues.
The wrestling business is very forgiving and accepting. No politics at
Right.
all. It's do what you can.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
all right. It's
yeah,
fine. Yeah, accidents happen. Yeah.
yeah.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
They all get participation trophies.
Moving on. Moving on. I think we are in lockstep with this here. We are in lockstep with this here. We've been talking about it for weeks. Who the mystery person is, and all this other stuff. And
Omos.
yeah, Omos. It was either Omos or it was what's my boy name from the Street Profits,
Montez Ford.
Montez Ford. You know what I mean? But we always knew it was Theory, and it's like this is the part of WWE that bothers me.
You mean like you mean like early to mid 2000s Justin Timberlake theory? Because that's what he looked like. Like with the buzz cut, but just like still like a little like scraggly beard.
Josh, it fell flat.
No kidding.
Like a plate of piss, fell flat. And I just don't know where you go from here because, in my opinion, there was no need to reveal him on Monday night. Like, you could have kept this all the way to January 5th. You didn't have
I find it very random that they did the reveal this past Monday night.
It's just like because there's so much build left. Like, why would you do it now? What is the reason? Were you gonna give like I just don't understand it. I really don't. I don't get it.
I feel like the reason that they did it could have been, by the way, I found this I just sent it to you in our private chat on here if you want to try to share it. As far as an image, because for some reason when I saw Austin Theory, I was reminded of that Justin Timberlake movie he was in where he was stopping time, or like expanding time. So I just found a photo from that movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, this was with just a little more scruff on his face,
right?
So I don't know if you're able to put a side by side comparison with the two while I'm bringing it down. So while you're trying to do that, I feel like they rushed it because they knew that everyone already knew it was Theory. So like, why are we going to drag it on? We're not going to change it. So we might as well just finish it.
But that's okay though. But at least make it like, you know what I mean? Like you can be able to like, here we go.
Like take a photo or like the photo that I sent you in the chat. Or if you can somehow zoom into that like poster board, and then like if you can zoom into that, and then take a shot from Austin Theory and how he looked when he took off the hood. They're very, very similar.
Look at that face. Look at it.
Like that dude. He's a serious. Live forever, or die trying.
Let's go ahead and go look at Austin Theory now.
So. It was random because it was in a random match against Logan and Rey Mysterio where it all occurred. And yeah, he runs into the audience, takes the hood off, and there is no reaction from the fans. Nothing.
Flatter than a plate of piss, like I said.
There was no response. And yeah, so yeah, there's that photo. Compare that, or no, the one to the left side with the straight on shot with the hood, the bottom left of the photo. That one. When you take that photo and you look at it with that Timberlake one, they're the same guy. So,
oh my goodness.
What I find the best is earlier that day, Triple H tweeted about a new era beginning on Monday Night Raw.
Oh, well, I guess he's talking about the Austin Theory era.
And there have been sometimes he's tweeted where something major has happened, and sometimes he's going to tweet like that where nothing happened. And the only thing that he could have been referencing was the Austin Theory era, per se, like of him being the masked guy. And again, it's nothing against Austin Theory. I'm happy they're bringing him back in a role because I have always liked Austin Theory. But when everyone knew from the get-go this was going to be Austin Theory, then honestly, you should have had a big, like, in their big promo on the Raw after. They should have just revealed it then.
Yeah.
Because that was at the height of the conversation.
Like, give him a vignette or something. Like, something like that. Where it's just a reveal, like, Punk is in the ring and, he's fought off everybody or whatever it is. And, he's badly beaten and he's getting up and all of a sudden it goes black and you see this masked person on the screen. That to me would be like, okay, now you're giving Austin Theory his spotlight here where he can be able to have some promo work. He can be able to tell you why he's doing what he's doing, or not even really explain it, but just kind of introduce himself. Boom. And that in a way is like, I like the way they did that. That's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? So, but this, it was just like, he runs up the stairs and then he turns around. I'm like, come on, bro. Like how many times have we seen something that's done just like this? But like the fans are excited for it. And again, like you said, I like Austin Theory. I think he's very talented. I think he's a guy that can be one of the best wrestlers and best guys in this business if given the chance. Problem is the fans don't buy into Theory. They haven't bought into Theory for a very, very long time. And this introduction to him being the masked man is not doing him any favors. Like, you're not setting him up for success. You're literally setting him up for failure. And it's not a good start. It's not a good start. Like, not even a high profile guy like Punk or whoever else is in here can be able to save this, because I watched it, Josh, and I'm literally, I sat there and I'm watching it and my hand never left my temple like this. No reaction. I was just like, okay, that's what we've been waiting weeks for. That
right. And it was the type of thing where when he came out and attacked Mysterio, the fact that, the other weeks, the other few times we saw him, he attacked and then ran away. As soon as he attacked and then just kind of stood there and was kind of stalking Ray a little bit, I was sitting there, I'm just like, oh, they're going to reveal this tonight, which is
you had
random.
That feeling.
Right, because he didn't run away after he hit him. So I'm like, if he's sticking around, now he's, like confirmed, the alignment with Logan Paul at least, probably with Paul, maybe with Paul Heyman as well, or maybe, like we've talked about on the show, maybe it's a separate thing that Logan's doing. We don't know that yet. But the fact that he hit him and then stuck around to hit him some more and then stayed for the pinfall, it was like, we're doing this tonight, which doesn't make much sense as to why, but okay. Are we doing this tonight because it's going to be a shock and not be Austin Theory? Because that'll get people talking.
Yeah.
And then Punk runs out. He jumps off the barricade and stands on the stairs, takes the mask off. Austin Theory to the only reaction was, he shaved his head.
Yeah.
I don't know why, like the thought of a classic Simpsons episode, the one where Lisa was trying to create a new doll to compete with Malibu Stacy, and she all of a sudden reached success, and then Malibu Stacy came out with a new hat, and everyone suddenly was like, "Oh, I want it." It was that moment, except everyone's just like, no, I'm good. I don't need it.
Yeah. I feel terrible for the kid, man.
I feel bad for him because, again, now what does this lead to? Especially like in this time frame, Where's lead? Are we trying to set up a feud with Austin Theory and Rey Mysterio? That doesn't make sense.
Right. Or
It's not Punk with him because Punk's busy with Braun Breaker.
Right. So like, is he gonna come out with Braun? Like what this? It just. I got nothing. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I think
you know what? Neither do they.
Yeah, I think the only thing that can be able to salvage this is what you were talking about, right? Who is he aligned with? Is this a Logan Paul solo? Like where Logan Paul set this up, where this is not a vision thing, and now they're looking at Logan Paul like, what's your deal? Or is Paul Heyman in on it, and this is Paul Heyman's new guy? Whatever, like that's the only way that they might be able to salvage this, and I can promise you, maybe that's what they're probably doing right now. All the writers like, all right, let's figure this out. Let's make it make sense because it went to shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like whoever designed that, whoever wrote that shit in, is getting the look like this.
And honestly, and I'd be fine with it being Logan, Austin, and Bronson. That like they all kind of turned on Braun and Paul. Because Bronson concern is like, why I beat Roman Reigns? Why am I the afterthought here?
Yeah, I'm the tribal thief. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Why am I sitting behind Braun Breaker? Logan being Logan, and Theory being his buddy.
Yeah.
So like they trying to set up their own stable with Bronson being the enforcer, Austin Theory is their Orton, and Logan is their leader.
Right.
So, yeah, could you do that? Sure. Am I into the idea? Not yet.
Will they do that? No, that's too creative for WWE right now.
And we said a creative idea that might be too creative for them, but I'm still not into the idea.
No, we're just literally trying to salvage.
Yeah.
The damage that has already been done. Like this is bad. This is lazy booking like times 100. This is really bad. This is, and the person that I really feel sorry for outside of Theory is CM Punk. Like it's like his run has really been stained by terrible booking.
Is he gonna be on a post show eating muffins, complaining about working with children?
I don't think so. I just think that he's in his retirement bag right now. He's like, whatever they want to do is fine. I don't even care. Like sure. I'm home. I'm good. I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna do my Cena thing. Whatever they want to give me, I'll go ahead and work it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's where he is. But if you think about his run, this is like Punk himself has not made this run poorly. But man, they've booked this poorly, and it's fell flat. Everything has fell flat. War Games has fell flat. This match with Braun Breaker is going to fall flat. I think the match in itself will be fine, but I've told you that I did not like Braun Breaker's promos. I just didn't, and it didn't hit for me. Like I'm somebody who gets excited for young guys that are trying their. It didn't hit for me at all. Like nothing he did hit. And what Punk did, what Punk's promo hit, that hit for me. That made it feel like there's one person that's really trying to like make this personal and drive it the way it's supposed to. And obviously that's the veteran. He's going to do that. That's his job of, pulling this thing together. But I feel bad for Punk. I really do. I just think that the title reign has not gone well, and I don't know if they're gonna go ahead and try to get the belt off of him early and whatever it is. But it just has not gone well for me. It just hasn't gone well.
Well. Let me ask you this. So we're at the time recording this, less than 2 weeks away from that match.
Yeah.
What type of reaction do you think? There's going to be a multi-part question.
Yeah.
What type of reaction do you think the crowd would give if Punk beat Braun Breaker?
I think that they would be happy.
What type of reaction do you think they would give if Braun Breaker beat Punk?
I think indifference.
What type of reaction do you think they would give if it somehow resulted in a DQ or no contest and got extended?
Got extended in regards to what, another match?
Well, you like to have another match, say, at Rumble. Which
Then
would then take Breakker possibly out of the Rumble.
Then you're dragging on a feud that I don't think that anybody cares about.
Right. So
it's
dead in the water there. Indifferent if Braun Breaker were to win right now.
Yeah.
And you're saying happy if Punk wins. My thought with that is, okay, there might be some happiness, but where is like the story going from there? Like, who would be next necessarily for Punk?
Yeah, where's the payoff? Right.
Like, the only potential thought, again, we're trying to salvage stuff, right? I think the only way to make sense to help salvage and to continue what we were talking about moments ago with terms of Austin Theory and things like that is Punk beats Breakker and then Logan knocks him out to then set up Punk versus Logan at Rumble.
And Logan
so now,
wins?
Don't know whether or not Logan wins, but now it's building the tension more in the group because somehow Braun Breaker lost and now Logan stepped up and he's now getting the shots, so now Braun has to wait. But meanwhile, again, Bronson continues to wait for whatever reason.
And funny enough, I don't know if you saw the reports because it might be playing into what you're saying is that, I don't know, obviously dirt sheets, we don't know if this is 100% accurate or not, but there's momentum for Braun Breaker to win the Rumble.
And I can certainly see that.
Yeah.
Especially if you have Logan beat I mean, it'd be tough to say if he were to beat Punk, but regardless, Logan and others turn on Braun sometime between now and the Rumble, and then he, as a babyface, as a monster babyface, wins the Rumble to then go to Mania to face, maybe it's Logan Paul, maybe it's Bronson Reed, if they were to actually give him the title, but I mean, we're not seeing that happening right now. But if we're trying to make 2026 a year of trying to create the future, because just like we talked about the other night when we recorded about Cena, you know, there was that period where Austin, Rock, all of them left.
Yep.
And then there was a little bit of a lull to then start building the future, and then you built the Cena, Batista, Orton, etc. Now Cena's gone. Orton is there less. Brock is going to be gone soon. AJ is going to be gone soon.
All your major stars right now are 40 plus.
Right. So do we have the possibility of having our night one main event of WrestleMania be two young guys that they're trying to build as a future and have a Braun Breaker versus Logan Paul?
Wait, so you're thinking?
I'm thinking. The more I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking
like a recreation of WrestleMania 21.
Well, there you had Cena and Batista in separate matches. I'm talking about Braun Breaker.
I'm talking about elevating young guys.
But I'm talking about Braun Breaker versus Logan Paul. So
got it.
Whether it's at Royal Rumble or maybe Elimination Chamber, or somewhere in between, Logan Paul does win the title. As much as I'm sure a lot of people hate hearing me say that. You hate hearing me say that because we've talked about that before too. But could this then mean, again, if all this were to happen, that would mean that Braun Breaker would have to turn face. Are they going to switch Braun Breaker to a face right now?
Yeah, which I think would be too premature.
I agree. Again, this is salvaging
the problem.
What's happening right now.
Yeah.
Would it be worth it? Who knows? Would they do anything remotely like this? Probably not. It'll probably be some like Punk retains, and then Breaker wins the Rumble. Although I still think Sami Zayn will win the Rumble. I still have to ride that horse. I'm not allowed to get off that horse. So somehow Sami Zayn's still winning the Rumble. I don't care how.
You are riding this out. I respect you.
I don't care how or why. It's going to be Sami Zayn versus either Cody or McIntyre.
Or both.
Or why not? But then, okay, are we going to have Punk retain and then Braun win the Rumble? So then we're having this story go for months.
Yeah.
And right now, nobody wants that.
No. So here's a question for you. This is the question that we haven't actually brought up yet. How do you think Triple H is feeling right now?
Did the checks clear?
Well,
he's fine.
Outside of yes, they're making money hand over fist, but in regards to just like from a creative standpoint, like I don't care how successful WWE is in regards to the ticket sales. They had noticed that felt flat. Like there has to be some type of concern here, right? No?
Triple H will show concern if TKO shows concern.
Okay.
Because that's how it is now. Now, he might, in his wrestling heart and soul, be concerned. But right now, the way the WWE is as more business than ever. Best for business has never been more true for that storyline, even though now it's just real life.
Yeah.
There's no choice or power to do anything unless TKO says otherwise. And they'll do their moments where they'll be like, okay, make an adjustment. So we get the emotional and heartfelt moment. A Sami Zayn title win, just as an example. You'll get that moment.
Yeah.
But you'll feel good for that day.
It's very fleeting.
Right. And then it's going to disappear. Because that's the way the business is right now. So if TKO is happy, that's all that matters.
Wow. It's really, really it's really unfortunate because I love Austin. I think he's great.
Yeah.
But man, that they really have stacked the deck against this kid to actually be successful right now. And it just sucks.
We knew how I know we had different opinions on Braun Breaker's big promo like a week and a half or so ago. But the importance of that promo pales in comparison to the importance of Austin Theory's first promo back after about 6 months.
Yeah.
How has he, because that was the one area he wasn't bad at talking. No. He was never bad at it, but he never really stood out.
No, right. It was just more about very, 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 very default type of promo.
Because, I mean, you got, super young. He's still in his mid-20s. Great looking guy. Very talented in the ring. Again, solid talker. But what do we need to do to make everyone feel something?
Right, because the thing is like, okay, you cut his hair, and even with him cutting his hair, he still doesn't look menacing. He's not. He doesn't have that menacing look, and
he's bringing sexy back now. I mean,
it's like
he's late 2000s Justin Timberlake.
Justin Timberlake. He is the WWE's version of Jimmy Garoppolo. It's like, dude, like
don't insult him that bad.
He's too handsome to try to play a villain. It's just you can't do it, or they gotta find a way to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like people have dubbed him the new Cena just because he has the look. Right, he looks like Cena.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have the personality of Cena, and that's what's going to. I think that's what's always going to like hold him back, unless they can package him in a way that people are just like, "Oh, I didn't see that coming."
Right.
Okay, but if they go with the default packaging, people are always going to be like, "You are faux Cena." Like that's what they're going to look at him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just and that sucks for him because his career is never going to get past that. It's never going to get past that.
Yeah.
So sucks for the kid. Hopefully they can be able to salvage this. I mean, listen, we booked this thing out to WrestleMania, so hopefully they listen to us. So we'll see.
I'll put it this way. They listen to the Grid Network on all the shows because on my other show, Mike and Josh, I mentioned yesterday, as far as we were talking, NFL at one point, where I brought up, what if they were to just do a random 1-for-1 trade of Kyler Murray for Tua Tagovailoa?
Right.
And obviously news today was Tua's bench. That's all sports stuff. I know you're here for wrestling, blah, blah, blah. But all of a sudden, reports started being tweeted out of, could this be a potential trade, Kyler Murray for Tua? And it's just like, hey, I'm sorry that I know what I'm talking
Stealing my stuff.
about. Yeah, stop stealing my gimmick.
Stop stealing my stuff. Give me at least the credit for it. All right.
Yeah.
Put my name at the bottom.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's it. Pub is very important in this business. So, make sure that you give us the pub. Moving on. I loved the reaction that Gunther got.
It was very close to what I predicted, actually, in the scene. It was very close.
I did not like that he said he said a little bit too much for me.
Yes.
But it was still good.
Yes.
But I wish he would have said less.
I loved coming out, standing on the announce table.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the other night. Gave it time to breathe. Gave it a few minutes of silence. He then spoke. Again, he didn't speak much.
No.
And then he reminded us that he made John Cena tap out and then left and then came back to pose again. So, yeah, the one area, again, if I'm nitpicking, is when he came back, could have still celebrated, could have still hopped on the table like he did not need to grab the mic again.
Correct. He could have
just yelling it.
He could have just
I made John Cena tap, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But I loved it. I loved this promo. Again, it set the precedent of he is the career killer. And how is that? Because you teased it with AJ backstage right after.
Oh, I loved it. And the fact that he kind of dismissed AJ made it even better, because we all see what's happening, right? Like, it wasn't just he bumped into AJ in the back. Like, if AJ's walking down the corridor, he's walking up the corridor, and they lock eyes, right? AJ is sitting on his car.
Yep.
So they're already teasing this, and I love the fact that he just dismissed AJ. You know what I mean? It's like, I have no time for you right now until I do. You know what I mean? Your time is coming. I don't have no time. I'm still basking in my glory right now. And I think what you're going to see over the next couple of months, is AJ is going to be antagonizing him. I think AJ is going to be the one to say, do that to me and see what happens. You know what I mean?
Until there's a point where AJ has annoyed him enough where Gunther costs AJ and Dragon Lee the tag titles.
Correct.
And then that will begin for AJ's final match.
Do you think that's a WrestleMania?
You know, that might be. It will keep Gunther out of the title picture and continue to have him build.
Right.
And if the stories that we've heard and we very briefly touched on at the end of our last show about Brock Lesnar essentially having SummerSlam in Minnesota as the last one for him. Yeah. That will line up having Gunther beat AJ at Mania, have Gunther beat Brock at SummerSlam.
Right.
And then in a 12-month period, retire Goldberg, Cena, AJ, and Brock.
And let's put another one out there, because I do feel that Chris Jericho will be back. And I think that if Chris Jericho is at the tail end of 2026, I can see the same thing happen.
Right. But I'm just talking about over the course of that 12 months.
Now. Yes.
And then if they were to bring Jericho back, he's after that.
Right.
And then that brings, as I mentioned, 2027 with Orton.
Randy Orton. Yeah.
And it could be the type of thing where Orton got reign number 15 in between then, and then Gunther is champion at this point.
Yeah.
Title versus career.
Right.
Will Orton reach 16,
Right.
or will his career be over?
Because it makes sense. It makes sense
Why are we
for
so good at No, I'm kidding.
because we have wrestled we have watched wrestling for a very long time and we're smart people.
we're nerds.
Yeah, we are. But it makes sense for Randy to be the last one. Legend Killer 1, Legend Killer 2.
Right. It's
And that's
Legend
the
Killer versus Career Killer.
Career Killer. Right.
Because there's a difference there.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. But man, it was great, man. I
loved Gunther's
yeah.
thing there. Yeah.
I ate it up. It was beautiful, and I just love the fact that they're putting him in this spot because he deserves it. I think outside of Brock Lesnar, outside of a Obafemi, outside of a Braun Breaker, like you believe Gunther, like you believe that this guy is badass and no nonsense, and he's the only one on this roster right now that can be able to have this moniker. There is nobody else.
And because on top of that, to show that moniker, how many of his matches has he cheated to win? I know it has happened.
Not many.
But it's a heel that constantly wins clean.
Yeah, because he's
that good.
Right, he's the absolute.
Yeah.
When you get in the ring with him,
he is the ring general.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You are putting your career on the line because he's going to hurt you and then he's going to put you to sleep. Mm-hmm. That's what he does, and it's believable. Everything that he does is believable, and that's why Gunther is probably at the apex of the game right now. Like you know, he
is in his prime right now.
He is. He definitely is. Like, what is he? 38?
Yeah, he's in his late 30s. So I mean, so he's got. As far as being like in his prime, he's got a 3 to 4 year window right now to crush everyone.
Yeah, probably even more, but definitely
hopefully,
3 to 4. Yeah, definitely 3 to 4. Yeah. Absolutely. So I did tease something last show. I was just like, you might be happy. We might be happy due to what we're hearing. What 2026 might be for a particular individual, and you were just like, oh, really? Oh, well, who is that? We all know who it is because you're too smart and I can't stand you.
Pretty Deadly Reunion. Thank God.
Pretty Deadly Reunion. Who else is coming back? What's my man's name? Prince Pretty. He's coming back.
Hell yeah.
Vandango's coming back.
He retired.
Yeah. Well, he might come back. But no, that's
when a wrestler retires, they retire for good.
Tell Shawn Michaels that, okay?
We don't count anything that happens in Saudi Arabia.
Hopefully we don't, because that
therefore there will be no Rumble winner in 2026.
You know what's crazy is that he should have put a wig on for that match because the ball head.
Oh, stop it!
Put a wig on, right? Put the Shawn Michaels wig on.
What would you have rather had? Shawn lose his wig or Kane lose his mask? Because one of those happened.
Kane lose the mask.
All right. So too bad you're not gonna get Shawn with the wig then.
No, I would have preferred Shawn with the wig because he did something crazy. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about here.
It's not a Shawn Michaels comeback, is what you're saying.
Not a Shawn Michaels comeback.
Oh, okay.
No. LA Knight.
Yeah.
We've heard some rumblings in the dirt sheets, and I don't know if it's accurate, but we'll see what happens. But there's another part of this that we're going to talk about, because this is a very, very, it's not such a cut and dry conversation because there's layers to this thing.
Okay.
They're saying that LA Knight is rumored to be getting a massive push in 2026. And
cool.
That's nice to hear, right? Yeah. But there's another side to this, Josh, is that first of all, the fans are upset right now because they don't understand why LA Knight was written off TV, right? And we've heard that Triple H or management are very confused. This is according to the dirt sheets. They're confused of the fan reaction of what LA Knight has been receiving in regards to being written off TV. And in my head, I'm just like, all right, let's just put this together. They have the rumor that says that he might be in for a big push. Fans are not happy. And now WWE's in the spot where they have to make a decision. Are we going to continue with our plan for LA Knight to see how we can be able to really get him over? Or is this just smoke and mirrors where they're just giving us the lip service and they're gaslighting so they can be able to keep the fans at bay for a little while and just continue to keep railroading LA Knight? Here is my particular assessment. I don't believe it.
You don't believe that he's going to get the push?
No.
Okay.
And the reason why I don't believe it is because we saw LA Knight have probably one of the most lopsided years for a guy that's supposed to be here, maybe in the history of me watching wrestling. Like, for a guy that gets that type of reaction, where we're not putting him, I'm not putting him in the Zack Ryder column. I'm not putting him in the what's the other guy that just left?
Help me
out with Scarlett.
Oh, Karrion Kross.
Karrion Kross. I'm not putting him. He is way above those guys.
Mm-hmm.
He is rubbing shoulders with the Punks, with the Codys, with the Romans. He's been that way for the last 2 years straight, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how he was booked in 2025 was crazy. Like, every fan at this point right now was just like, we love LA Knight. We want to see more LA Knight. We want to see him push the way he's supposed to push. And yet y'all always have him coming up short or taking the loss, having his shoulders pinned on the mat. And now you're going to tell us that you have plans for him in 2026, and then you write him off TV for what? Then he's going to appear in the Rumble and then come up short again? That's how fans are feeling right now. They have no confidence that they're actually going to pay off LA Knight, because at this point, let's keep it a buck. LA Knight has done enough with fan reaction, mic skills, in-ring work, promo work. He's carried the company in regards to Slim Jim. He's been put in every situation and he's handled it with flying colors. And normally in the wrestling business, when a guy has paid his dues this much, at some point they get a payoff. I don't see it happening. If you can be able to find the silver lining for me, Josh, go ahead. But I think it's bullshit.
I don't think it's bullshit. However, I think we named off so many scenarios of main event pictures of what's going to happen with WrestleMania, and none of them mentioned his name.
Right.
Believe it or not, as right now, none of them mentioned Roman Reigns' name either.
That's another story for another day.
Right. They can absolutely do something with him and give him a main event push. And people that are worried about, him, again, being written off like you're describing, he had the most televised matches this year. God forbid we give that guy, who's literally the biggest workhorse of the year, an extra couple weeks off.
Maybe he requested it, right?
He could have requested it. Or they could have been like, hey, you've done so much for us. This is our plan. We're going to write you off, give you extra time, and then you're going to come back for whatever it is. And I know we've kind of touched on this before, and I'm not saying I want this to happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if they bring him back as a heel.
Why? You're killing his merch.
Because they didn't make the merch.
Maybe that's their plan.
They didn't make the merch.
There you go.
Which again, annoys the hell out of me. But if that's the way that you put him in the main event picture, whether he's feuding with Punk, or feuding with Cody, or whatever it might be, then that's what they're going to do. They shouldn't. He is cheered and loved and should be the top babyface. And in 2026, at some point, should win one of the titles. I don't care which one it is. I don't care what PLE it's on.
He should definitely be the world heavyweight champion.
He should absolutely win WWE title or world heavyweight title in 2026. And I mean, you could have fun. Have him written off through the Rumble and have him return at Chamber.
Or do you want better? Money in the Bank.
That might be that might be
not to hold
too
him
far
off
out.
Until
have him win Money in the Bank.
Make him win Money in the Bank. Yeah.
Well, if you were to do, what I was suggesting as far as the Logan Paul thing, because to me Logan Paul is the perfect Money in the Bank winner right now.
100%.
But if he were to win the title, then obviously he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
LA Knight could absolutely get it then at that point.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's wanted LA Knight to win it the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So you could build that story. Again, all about continuing stories, right? So that is a story because he's been fingertips away multiple times for that briefcase.
Absolutely.
And then he could finally get it. And so you have him with some type of good push, have him get some wins, and then you let him get Money in the Bank.
What is your confidence in regards to?
So that could lead a bit like a stipulation match with LA Knight and Bronson Reed at Mania.
Okay.
Because the story of Bronson Reed was the one who took him out. So he can be out until past the Rumble, sometime around Chamber, to then build up the match with Bronson Reed, win that, have some other matches, win those to eventually, June or July, where it's Money in the Bank, win Money in the Bank.
Is there any possibility that they keep him off TV until the Rumble?
I think he could be kept off TV past the Rumble.
But if they were to just do it to the Rumble, do you see that he might be a dark horse to win the Rumble?
And beat Sami Zayn?
Throw Sami Zayn over the rope and win the Rumble.
Don't say that. No, I mean, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Again, then the question turns into, well, what story would work with him winning the Rumble? Is he feuding with Punk? Is he feuding with Logan Paul? Is he feuding with Braun Breaker? Is he feuding with Cody? Could a story work? Yeah, you could make something work. Would the fans love him winning the Rumble? Absolutely, they would.
But it's a little clunky.
It could be a little clunky. And again, if this is the type of year where they want to build future, his age doesn't describe future, it describes present.
Right, 43.
So it'd be cool. Again, he should win the title sometime in 2026. He ain't going to be the future guy to lead him for the next 5+ years.
No.
That's a Braun Breaker, a Logan Paul, or Carmelo Hayes, etc. Obafemi.
Trick Williams.
Trick Williams, another one. Absolutely. So I think the Money in the Bank scenario makes more sense than the Rumble scenario.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, you could also get creative if needed. Again, it wouldn't work as well as either of those. You bring King of the Ring back and he wins that, and which gets a title shot.
Because they do have it now. You know what I mean?
Did they? I don't think they did it this year. Did they?
They didn't have it this year, or was it the year before?
I feel like it was the year before.
Okay.
So
maybe they have it they have it like a biannual, like every other year. Maybe that'd be
maybe.
interesting.
Yeah.
But listen,
So
I want LA Knight to get his due. Because
we all do.
yeah, it's like we are all waiting with bated breath to be able to see him. Like I think the pop that he's gonna get when that moment does happen
Mm-hmm.
is going to be maybe the loudest pop of the year.
I mean, I could absolutely see that. It could be like, it's like Dolph Ziggler finally winning the title type pop.
Yeah, like that was a crazy pop, man, that he
Yeah.
got. The Raw after Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, listen, I am going to sit here and just hope for the best because I think that I remember him being what's the guy's name? Dupree.
Rene Dupree?
When he got Rene Dupree.
Uh,
And
no. Well, Rene Dupree
no, Rene Dupree was a wrestler.
was the former wrestler. He
was
what was it? It was Dupree. What the hell was his
last
first
name?
name?
Was Dupree. I can't remember was it Max Dupree? I think it was Max Dupree. Because Maxine Dupree was I think it might have been Max Dupree.
I don't
Was it Max Dupree?
I don't think so. Now I got to look it
Well,
up.
whatever it was, like the fact that he went from that to that was a dead in the water gimmick to getting
Oh no, you are correct. It was Max Dupree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying because Maxine was supposed to be his sister. So
Yes.
Maxine Dupree and Max Dupree. So for him going from that to him shedding that and getting out of that fire and becoming and just being himself. Like this is why I believe I understand how WWE thinks where it's just like, oh well we want to go ahead and build this character, but can we be honest, did was Stone Cold built or was he already there? Was the Rock built or were they already there? Was John Cena built or was he already just there? Like there's a thing where it's just like you gotta just allow things to happen organically the way it's supposed to. And when those things happen, that's when magic happens. That's the wrestling business, is that when you see things, sometimes it's not planned. Ice Dagger was not a thing, until he got to Stone Cold was a thing. But the character was already being designed. It was already there, right? It just needed that last little sprinkle, right? If you think about the evolution of him in ECW and then the Ringmaster, and then the Ringmaster started to get a little bit more aggressive, right? And then all of those things were already there. Like LA Knight is there. It's there already. It's like there's no reason for you to try to tear something down just because you wanted a WWE product. This guy is money. And if you want to make more money than you guys are making now, you put the battery in the rocket ship to that guy because he is a guy that can be able to carry this company in the short term until you're ready to be able to give it to the future. And that's how I want to see it. I'm not saying that LA Knight is going to be the he's going to dominate WWE for the next decade. We know that that's not going to be the thing.
Right.
But he can be able to carry this company for the next 2 years and have every fan that is an LA Knight fan or people that don't even like LA Knight become LA Knight fans just because he has that type of talent. And those are the type of people that you want. But it's a different business now, right? It's not one guy is holding the house. Nobody sells tickets anymore. It's the WWE that sells the tickets. That's the problem. So that's why that's why they can be able to do what they want now, because the model's different. If this was 20 years ago,
that's why Cena was the last real champion.
Exactly. It's true. Because if this was 20 years ago, 25 years ago, LA Knight steps on the scene. LA Knight is a bona fide superstar, and he's carrying the company. That's just the way it is.
I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
So I'm passionate about it just because there's
really
so much
you are
there.
I couldn't tell you were passionate about it.
Just a little bit. You know what I mean? And I just want them to do right by LA Knight, or else they're going to be
or else
they're going to be labeled a
dummy. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So, yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, yeah. Um, I mean, we just need to hope that they do something and he does get one of the titles, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. I don't care which one.
Yeah,
I don't care when it happens. But 2020, if he doesn't get it in 2026, he's never getting it.
exactly. I agree. I agree. If he doesn't get it next year, he's never getting it.
Yeah.
And that will be the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
But he did sign. He just signed a new 5-year deal. What was it? Like a couple of months ago, I believe.
Okay.
So he's in for the long haul. But if he doesn't get it, he's not getting it this year.
Yep.
Or if he doesn't get it this year, he's not getting it at all. Let's talk about it. Listen, I'm gonna put this away. I have my shirt on, because I am in solidarity with one of our
And the Bubba Gum Shrimp Company.
and the Bubblegum Shrimp Company. Absolutely,
Not a sponsor yet.
Not a sponsor yet.
Yet.
Exactly. Yet. We want a sponsor for every segment. That's the type of thing that we want. That's how we're gonna be like really, really petty with it. Sponsored by such and such. I've been such a big fan of Mick Foley from day one.
Mm-hmm.
Intelligence. A guy that when you look at him wasn't supposed to be who he was. You know what I mean? Like was always designed to be enhancement talent, and his talent just kind of cracked through and you just couldn't deny him.
Yep.
And not only was he talented in the ring, not only was his promos always excellent, but then we found out that he was such an intelligent person outside of the ring as well, writing books and doing all these other things, and having a myriad of different talents. And we all love Mick Foley, and the fact that I'm going ahead and just giving the backstory, but for him to do what he did a couple of days ago, just kind of puts the icing on the cake for what type of person he is and the character that he does have. If anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, Mick Foley had a Legends contract with the WWE. He has gone public and said that he loves WWE. It's his home. He never ever imagined being away from the company again, but he just cannot be there right now because WWE is supporting what's happening in the White House right now. And he is not going to renew his Legends deal until the regime is over right now. And honestly, I couldn't have said it better than how Mick Foley said it, because even me as a wrestling fan, Josh, I can tell you right now, it's burned me for a very long time to be able to have to sit here and watch a product that endorses a man that is as vile and disgusting as what we have in the White House right now. And this is not a political show, but at the end of the day, we do live in a political climate that we do have to say certain things when they do come up. I stopped watching the UFC for the same reason. I believe, like, I used to love UFC, but when they started to do way too much, I had to pull back. And we're doing this show, we're covering the WWE, so I don't think that I'm gonna pull back because we're doing this show. But man, there's been a lot of times in the past where I was very close to doing exactly what Mick Foley has done.
I am not one to talk politics ever.
Yeah.
I don't care if a camera's on or off. I don't talk politics with my friends.
I agree. We've never talked it. This is the first time that we've ever mentioned anything.
Yeah.
You know
By the way,
I mean?
who'd you vote for? No. So I never do, because it always, sparks most commonly arguments. Not debate, not discussions. Arguments.
Yeah.
And I don't care what side's right and what side's wrong. You have your beliefs, I have mine.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's all fine and good. When you are blatantly showing you side with one side or the other, again, regardless of whatever side it is, on a public stage. And I'm not talking about it's one thing, you're asked to like speak on behalf of someone for a political party. I don't care about that. Fine.
Yeah.
When you're doing things that have nothing to do with whatever political party,
Right.
and you're making it a story about said political party, that's when you're pushing it. And again, freedom of speech. You can speak about whatever you want, but it's not something that you're supposed to be pushing down someone's throat.
Yeah.
What I always appreciate about Foley, with whatever side he stands on in anything, and it's not just this, in anything, because I haven't always agreed with everything Foley has said.
You're never going to agree with everything
Right.
that somebody says.
Right. I appreciate the fact, though, he talks about you're open for this, to say this or think this or do this. I am choosing to do this. Here's why I'm feeling I'm doing this.
Right.
The arguments that he received in this particular scenario or in others will be, okay, what we don't like seeing is, hey, I'm saying this or I'm doing this, and here's why you're wrong for not doing it. And Mick has taken that position on that's how he feels things are coming back at him for how he's speaking his mind with his opinions.
Yeah.
And when the WWE, I mean, we're calling it like we see it, they do push Republican policies or ideas and Republican figures on their programming. As does UFC, as you mentioned, as does some other sports.
Mm-hmm.
And likewise, there are other sports that do it for the Democratic side too. And they shouldn't do that there either. But Mick Foley, with a regular paycheck that he still gets with this, Legends or Nostalgia deal, whatever it is, from WWE, and him flat out saying where now he's getting up there in age and his health, continues, as anyone, when you get older, gets a little worse, let alone other older people who have fallen off Hell in a Cells, because you got other issues you got to deal with that not typical people deal with.
Right.
For him to take this stand and say, I'm no longer going to accept money.
Yeah, I can't take it, dude.
Because we all know many people in politics, I'm not saying one side or the other, but many people in politics live and die off money.
Even
For him to willingly step away from money for what he personally believes in shows humbleness. It shows compassion. It shows a genuine frame of mind. It shows that there are things bigger than a paycheck.
Yeah, sacrifice.
It shows sacrifice. And that should be celebrated.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for him to go wherever he wants or do whatever appearances. I know he already does a bunch of appearances, but to be able to do whatever he wants can no longer have the WWE umbrella under his name.
Right.
And for him to enjoy himself. And I'm sure down the road, something will happen or something will change and he'll go back. Everybody goes back. We know that. Mm-hmm. Everybody goes back at some point. But taking and this isn't the first time he's publicly spoken about his opinions or beliefs in certain things. But now at the point where he's just like, after that display, I'm done. We're done here. I'm moving on. I'm not insulting you. You can continue to do what you want. I am choosing to move on.
Yeah, I have to remove myself.
And that is, again, selfless, genuine compassion and sacrifice,
Yeah.
and should be commended and appreciated. And more people should do stuff like what Mick Foley's doing.
Absolutely. I mean, I talk about it all the time. I'm a big political guy. I talk things on my show. I talk things other places, and I always talk about the collective, right? Like instead of thinking about yourself, which a lot of people have done over the last few years, and it's all singular issues. When you think about the collective, that's the right way to think, because it's not about what happens to you. It's also what happens to the person that you don't know, and person's kids that you don't know, and all of these things. Like, it has huge ramifications when you're not thinking about the collective. And what Mick Foley did was, not only did he make a conscious effort to be able to remove himself from a particular situation, but he's also sacrificing and doing this for the collective.
Yep.
Because he's saying that there's so many people out there struggling. There's so many people out there that are losing things. How dare me take money from somewhere that I don't even really like? I don't deserve to have this money right now because I'm not active or whatever it is. And then how can I sleep at night knowing whatever ideals they're pushing for me to just collect that check every so often and be happy with that, and then look into somebody's face who I'm telling these things are wrong, and still be able to keep a straight face and tell you that I'm genuine. All of those things matter, and we all have to start thinking about that. Is that what's more important to you? Collecting, like sacrificing your real good judgment, your morals, and all this other stuff for money, or helping the collective be able to get to where they need to be. And you can't fault anybody for that. You can't hate anybody for that. I always think about Maya Moore. It's a different situation, that she walked away from possibly being the greatest female basketball player of all time to become an activist, right? And because that's what she believed in. I don't feel comfortable being in this situation when I can be able to do a lot more good doing this. And if Mick Foley believes that he can be able to do a lot more good doing that and being free from the umbrella, then do what you got to do, man, because what he's showing us is that's how to think, the collective. So shouts to Mick Foley, man. Need more people like him. Need more people to be able to think about community. Community is very important in this world. I think that's been lost for a very long time. And if we can be able to get back to community without being able to have this tribalism on either side, where we can have discussions, we can have dialogue, we can have conversations where it doesn't get crazy, it doesn't get contentious. We're not there yet, but if we can be able to get back there at some point, that'd be cool.
I mean, I can't phrase it any better.
Yeah,
you're absolutely right. And are you surprised? I have not seen. Now, I don't normally look for it because, again, I stay away from political stuff.
Yeah.
But I have not seen any other responses as far as from other wrestlers or from the WWE since he made that statement of like 2 or 3 days ago now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna search and see what actually does come about, if anything.
Yeah, because I'm kind of curious what others feel. Because I mean, obviously there are other wrestlers.
Yeah,
I can talk sometimes. Other wrestlers who
have the same mindset.
Well, the same, and also have different and are very vocal about it.
Right.
On both sides.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious if any of them from either side have tried to respond, or like if they say, "Hey, I respect and I appreciate him speaking up," or are they suddenly angry that he spoke up? Because
Right.
then that stems exactly what we're talking about is wrong as
Yeah.
far as let someone share their opinion and then don't bat it down.
Yeah. So yeah, that's an interesting question. I'm definitely gonna look. If you find anything, let me know. If I find anything, I'll do the same. So I'll definitely be seeing.
You
What
expect
you
me to speak with you outside of this podcast?
absolutely you do all the time. Don't make people think that we don't speak outside of this. You know.
I I just do my contractual obligations.
Listen, if you want to go ahead and go play that tough guy on camera, it's fine. I know who you really are.
Okay, let's make one thing very clear. Nothing about me describes a tough guy.
Yeah. Listen, the fact that you are a Orlando Magic fan, you have to be tough. So, salutes to you.
Sure, we'll go with that. I mean, you are a Jets fan.
Oh my goodness. I am.
They're
Don't worry.
they're still in the league.
There's help coming. Okay. That's all I'm gonna tell you. There's help coming. And he might be from Ohio. I still believe it.
Oh, you're going to take Deshaun Watson from Cleveland?
No. I want Broadway Joe 2.0. He's coming. Okay. He's gonna tell the Bengals, I've had enough. Okay. You either get rid of
I've had enough with them, and I'm going to the one franchise that's in more disarray than this one.
I'm going to the Jets because they know how to treat me, and I like New York. That's what he's gonna do. That's what he's gonna do. And I'm gonna come on this show, and I'm gonna have my Jets hat on. I'm gonna have my new Joe Burrow jersey on. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I can't wait for the Jets to reunite with Geno Smith next year.
Oh my goodness! If that happens,
we know that's not going to happen.
I'm going again. Okay, I'm going again. But
we know that one's not going to happen.
Drafting Geno Smith the first time made me leave. If they bring him back, I'm going again. Okay, I'm going again. I'll go to the Rams.
No. What's his name? What's his name? Mac Jones. That's what you're getting next year.
I'm a Mac Jones fan. I'll tell you that. Right now.
I mean, I don't hate Mac Jones. He used to be a Patriot.
He could be a nice backup for us.
Oh no, he's going to be your starter next year.
No. Mendoza's going to be the starter. Yeah.
Are you lined up for the number one pick?
We're very well. I think the Giants are number one right now, but we're literally right under them. And the Giants are not taking Mendoza.
I love how this wrestling podcast has turned into every other podcast that we do.
That's what happens. We're sports guys. So, look, this was good episode, good way to finish, man. In regards to just giving Mick Foley his flowers, and hopefully, I think that he might end up becoming an activist in that field because he's been a lot more vocal over the last few years. So I can see him continuing to go in that direction. And if that's what he wants to do, then keep doing it, man. There's, in the climate that we're in, the more people that are bringing awareness and attention to certain things, the better, because, we all need to have a lot more information out there. There's a lot of misinformation and disinformation on it outside of this sports bubble. Yep. And, if people can be able to educate themselves a lot better, it'll make the world a lot better. So, that's all I have to say about that. Josh, you have any last words?
Last words for today. No.
You said enough. Okay?
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if there was anything else on Raw that I wanted to mention that was really noteworthy. Raquel get well from that awful goose egg bump that you got on your forehead because of Nikki Bella. Oh yeah. Hopefully that's healing fine. Aside from that, no, I'm good.
When is she gonna have her retirement tour? I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for that.
Where can we fit Gunther on that schedule?
Right. We put Gunther in there as well to just deal with her too. It's just like enough. Like you came back, you proved the point. You checked off for the list or whatever it is. Just go. Like Trish Stratus, she understood the assignment. Just go.
No, she didn't. She goes and comes back every year and a half.
The last time she realized that I'm just gonna stay away. Let's go.
I mean, we'll see. It's been almost a year since that one, so you got about like 6 to 8 more months. And if we don't see her again, then we know. Okay, now it's actually good.
I think she saw Cena and she was like, you know what? I like that. I want that.
So she wants a big send off moment.
Yeah.
So she's gonna have it then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but at least she can admit that it's time to go. Nikki Bella hasn't said that yet. That's what I'm saying. Like if she announces her tour, we'll support it. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
will we?
Line her up. Yeah, I will. Okay. I will be like this.
Can you imagine if anyone else on the roster announces a year-long farewell tour? It's Nikki Bella.
It won't be a year long. We're only going to give her a quarter. We give her a quarter. That's it. You get 3 months.
Actually, you know what I do? You know what I do want? I want The Miz to cut a promo saying he's going to do a farewell tour to get the response, and then immediately swear back and said, "Oh, now you cheer for me." I'm not going to do that. I just made all that up.
Listen, the greatest fake retirement was Mark Henry in the peach
100%. Salmon jacket, number one.
Salmon jacket, excuse me. Yes.
Number two, why wasn't he wearing it when he showed up for Cena's last match?
He should have wore the salmon.
He should have been wearing the salmon jacket.
Absolutely.
All right, we've gone too long.
Yes, we've gone over.
We've
gone in the weeds.
We've gone over in time. We've gone long, just like how everyone expected Raw to be with Netflix. Oh, so there's some shows that are going to go long. Well, they haven't. Right. So let's be like Netflix and stop.
Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. We out of here. Oh, man.